Well, hello and welcome to the channel, new channel. So if you like this kind of stuff, thumbs up and subscribe. Going to be talking cybersecurity, going to be going through and doing some things, not in really any particular order, just what I kind of feel like in order to help hone my skills and hopefully help you in the process in your journey wherever you are. If you're technical and advanced, you might not get much benefit from this content. If you're trying to get into cybersecurity, well, then you're in the right place. We're going to be talking about that. I come from a non-technical background. I don't have a degree, and got into my career pretty quickly in cyber, which I'm very grateful for, and it was a great decision to make. But we'll talk more about that in other videos. Today, what I want to do is I want to show you Kali Linux, and I want to show you a very quick and simple thing that you'll learn in a college, in school, or in a course that you enroll in on pen testing. Now, what I'm doing is presuming that you know the basics of networking, and you've got some familiarity around, you can navigate your way around a computer. If you can't, you'll need to, you know, feel free to watch and just learn. But yeah, it does help to understand some basic protocols and understand those basic things. But if you're just here to enjoy, please enjoy. Hopefully, I can be somewhat entertaining as we go. Now, I want to demonstrate a very brief reconnaissance phase and then taking that reconnaissance into the attack phase. And this will demonstrate the importance of cybersecurity from an offensive and from a defensive position. While this is a basic hack and while the exploit I'll be running is old school and well and truly patched and protected against, it does go to show the process that exploits can be carried out on. This will be an example of a network attack. So I have my vulnerable Windows 7 machine up the top here, which because of my settings, I can't show that screen, but it is up here. And I'm running my lab attack machine that's been set up. And we're going to do that. Fun little thing in the meantime is this picture was taken in Osaka, and little OSINT challenge for you guys watching is, where do you think in Osaka that picture was taken? So let me know how you go and comment below where that location might be. Alrighty, we're going to use NMAP. Okay, so let's go sudo NMAP. Now, NMAP is a network mapping tool, very effective, very powerful tool. It is a hacking tool, it is a penetration testing tool, so you will get in trouble if you use it. If you download it on your work computer, you will get in trouble, guaranteed, because it's detectable. Its signature is detected by the security operating center, sorry, by the software in the security operation center. And if you scan, yeah, you will get in trouble because it's powerful, it's good at what it's been built for. This is the menu here with various commands that you can enter in. Now, NMAP is kind enough to give us a little scan me thing, so it's giving you something that you can play with, that you can go away and run scans against. Again, only run scans against something that you have the permission to be scanning. That's very important. Hacking is a crime, and I think here in Australia it can carry up to 2 years in prison. Now, I don't know if you'd get 2 years for just doing an NMAP scan against someone, but it would certainly flag you, and it's certainly not somewhere you want to be. So you can go and do that yourself if you like. Make sure you've got your VMware, your free account set up. Download your Kali Linux machine. I'm running an older Kali Linux machine that I got while I was studying. You can set your own up, and you can go ahead and run that scan, and it's going to generate some results. For now, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to jump straight into going after my machine. Now, this is a hypothetical, presuming that, you know, I've done an IP scanner and then I'm on a network and I'm seeing what other IPs are floating around on the network. Providing that's already done, I found my IP. Let's jump straight in and run a stealth scan against the IP of the machine we're going to attack. Oh, my bad. Sorry, guys. Wrong way around. Very literal. Gotta be very literal with this thing. Try that. There we go. A bit faster. All right, there we go. So just a stealth scan. So it's just shot back the results of common ports that are open on the machine that we're looking at here. Not much more information. We've got the file transfer protocol on port 21, so the FTP. We've got Telnet. Now, if you've done some networking, you would have learnt that Telnet is quite a vulnerable protocol and is one that Microsoft doesn't use anymore. I'm not an expert on it. Comment below. Can you still use Telnet? You can on the older systems. You can turn on the Telnet protocol, so you can turn it on and off. I don't know about new Microsoft. If you guys can comment below and help me out there, I forget. I'm not an expert. HTTP. So this information here would tell a pen tester or someone's experience that these ports are open. They're open for business. Means they're accepting connections, which tells a penetration tech or a hacker that, okay, if there's a vulnerability that I can exploit in Telnet or the file transfer protocol, that's what they're going to go for. The issue with the Telnet is that if you're connected via Telnet, if you're on the network, if you're a man in the middle, if you're spying in the network, the traffic that comes over the network can be received without no encryption. So it's a vulnerable protocol. Okay, so there we go. Already we found some interesting information out about this IP address. Now, we're going to do a -O. And you can combine the -O with SS. You can customize and go crazy on all the different things that you want NMAP to produce, all the different results you want to produce. For the sake of the video, we're going to keep it very simple. So now we want to discover the operating system. So, cool. We got a Microsoft Windows 7. Now, if we were truly an attacker or a penetration tester, we wouldn't be able to confirm. I can confirm because I'm on a VM. I'm practicing. This is kind of like a boxing bag where, you know, an experienced hacker or a penetration tester, they're more like a pro boxer. You know, they're about to go up against someone, they don't know how good they are, how good it is. They're in the dark, but we're just punching a punching bag here. We know what to expect. We know it can't hit us back, and we know what it is. But the purpose of this exercise is to build confidence in the tools, to use the tools to see that they're producing the result that we want them to produce. So we know it's a Windows 7. It's a general purpose machine. Why would that information be important? Well, it would be important because if you were a penetration tester or a hacker, you'd want to find, it'd be jackpot to find a machine that, you know, was admin, right? Or, you know, had a higher privileged purpose, right? But this is general purpose. That's fine because we want to see what's on here. And Windows 7. We've done the recon phase. Now we would go away and we would think about what vulnerabilities exist on these ports, what vulnerabilities exist in the Microsoft Windows 7 machine, and then we would attack those vulnerabilities. Now we know what we're going to do today, we know what we're going to attack and what we're going to do, so we're going to go ahead now and we're going to move to the next phase. So I'm going to put this to the side, I'm going to open up a new window. Okay, so we're going to go into the MSF console. Now I highly recommend that if you're not familiar with Metasploit, jump over to OffSec and they've got what's called Metasploit Unleashed. And guys, just please keep in mind, just use this stuff appropriately, what you're learning. I got to say that because I don't want people to think that this is a license to go do whatever you want. You can get in serious trouble. I work in a security operations center, so I see what kind of alerts come through. Trust me, it's, you know, the chances of like getting in serious trouble are very real. So be responsible with what you're learning, be ethical, and that's me doing my duty and my responsibility. So All right, we're in the Metasploit framework now. Now we know that what we're doing today is the Eternal Blue exploit. So we're going to be searching for this. Now, if you're using Metasploit, you can go and like search for vulnerabilities, exploits, and you can actually run them against the system to see if they're going to be vulnerable. In this specific example here, for the sake of this video, I know that this machine is vulnerable. Okay, it's just a demonstration. Okay, now we found the exploit we want, which is going to be exploit 2, the server message block. That's what we're going to be attacking today. All right, so when it goes red, that means we've activated the exploit, okay? Now we need to set our host 192. Okay, I'm going to set that. And now we need to set our payload. The payload's going to be what we want to accomplish from the exploit. So we want to establish a interpreter session. You can carry out an exploit, but if you don't have a payload, then it might exploit, but it won't, it won't create a session that we want to create. So, right, we've done that. That's set up. Now we need to set the local host. So this is going to be where we're going to be accessing this system from, which is going to be the machine that I'm on now. So it's the IP address of your Kali machine that you're attacking from. All right. Now we need to type exploit, and let's see what happens. Into it from before. Sorry, guys. Yeah, no, I've already exploited it. I'm guessing that's why it has done this. But I'm already inside. So here we are inside the Windows system. I just press shell. Once I press shell, I want to type who am I? NT authority system. Alrighty. Now we're going to proceed to create a user in the system. So net user, we're going to call him Billy. And Billy's going to have a password something hard to hack. Right. That's created. Now we want to add Billy to the administrators. Bang. So old Billy now has administration privileges to this machine. Okay. Now, I'm sorry, guys, I didn't demonstrate before. Usually it would say win, but because I already carried out the exploit before I made the video, it's not showing that. But generally, if it's vulnerable, you'll get what it'll say is a win, which means you've exploited, you've cracked in. And now what we're doing is we're using the shell to escalate privileges. This is classic privilege escalation. We've got in, we're creating a new user, giving that user admin privileges. We're tunneling in. We're right in there now. And we're taking things over. So local group, we want to give this user remote desktop privilege. Okay. And we exit out of that. We're back into interpreter. So let's see how we go here. Run. Enable RDP. Alrighty, so it's just loading up that. telling us here that it's already been enabled. So that's cool. We can move on. Alrighty, now what we're going to do is we have our interpreter still open. We're going to jump over back into this one here. And now we're going to create a remote desktop session. And there we go. We're now remotely into the Windows 7. And it's game over. I mean, once you're at this point, hacker's going to go in. Penetration testers, this is it. I mean, he'll get in and then he'll know he's got access and probably go away now and do his report and stuff. But a hacker's just going to go to town and just demolish the system, clear it out, take out data, see what's valuable, ransomware it, make a decision about where he thinks it's ransomware, or he'll use it as a vector, he'll, you know, try and hide in the background, have some persistence, maybe try and see if he can move to another network. But I've got this access, and as long as my connection remains, I have this access here on the network. And this is how a backdoor can be created. So this is how people can make their way onto your asset, onto your computer, in an organization, in a business. This is where they can hang out, they can hide, and they could do this for a long time. Depending on their skill and depending on how good your security is, they can hide out here for a while and carry out their nefarious schemes and purpose, which is scary. This is the reality of hacking. This is how it works. I have administrator privileges. So I'm an admin. I can delete users, I can add users, I can do whatever I want. There's a flag here. I got users here. I can delete these users. I can go into their files. I can do whatever I want here. Encrypt this whole system. If there's nothing of value, just keep the back door open, pop in from once in a while, and try and work your way through the network. See what you can do here. Spread malware. It can get quite crazy. But this is just for educational purposes. This is just for if you're learning cybersecurity, it's good to see how these, even though this is a simple exploit, and I know many people watch and go, this is nothing, this is not technical, this is rubbish, this is basic, this is what you learn. It's good to see this. It's good to see how the process can go from reconnaissance to a hack in a short amount of time using exploits, right? Now, while this exploit can be patched, and it's unlikely that many people are running a Windows 7 machine that is this vulnerable, but it's highly possible and wouldn't be totally unheard of that organizations would be running bad assets. In fact, I know for sure that some clients, some people would be running bad assets in the background. Now, a little extra thing I'm going to do, I still got my interpreter session established. Another little cool thing I can do, not that it really matters now because I'm admin, but we're going to hash dump an old John here, his password. You can see I've created a whole bunch of other users here, but we got John here. Little fun little thing we can do. We can take his little hash over here, and this is, again, we're not going to go into it in depth, but this is when using weak encryption, hashing methods like an MD5, they're crackable. Let's crack this. And there's our password for John. So we got our password there for him. So a little thing you can do, not that it matters, like I said, we're already in here, we can delete him now, we can add, we can do whatever we want. So there you go, guys, that's the Eternal Blue exploit that you can do on Kali, that you can do on a virtual environment. You can set this up. Again, make sure that, your school or whoever you're studying with or learn online how to set this up properly first before playing with exploits, and make sure you're careful about what you're targeting and running against, because these are powerful tools like Metasploit. Once you enter these commands, once you send them off, they're going to do their thing. So just be careful, be smart, have fun. You know, there's a lot to learn. It's a fascinating thing, cybersecurity. So enjoy your studies, guys. And again, thank you for being here. I really do appreciate it. And I'm new to making videos, so they're not going to be perfect in the beginning, but hopefully I can make them a little bit better. Leave your comments below. Share your experience, your technical wisdom. Please share it. Contribute to the community and to the growth of others who are learning and growing in this field. Share what you know. And we'll see you next video.